My name is Anna Maria Blevins, and I'm an arts integration specialist. I'm excited about arts integration, especially as parents and educators are creating new educational institutions and programs at this pivotal time in history. They're developing unique goals and approaches as new charter schools, private schools, and homeschools seek out higher order thinking and the best educational opportunity that they can for their children. These efforts to provide cutting edge 21st century learning for students are best served by aligning with standards of education to ensure the integrity of the learning and the curriculum. The arts integration approach intentionally connects between standards and assessments and lesson design and implementation between the arts and the content standard. These standards of learning are a powerful anchor and compass. They serve as a navigational system providing a starting place, which makes arts integration more attainable. Starting out to create arts integration, let us consider the habits of mind. These are overall behavioral goals that are key for students' success. The following habits are desirable for students to use as they face challenge and opportunity in adulthood. Arts integration provides a wonderful platform for such well-rounded learning because it equitably teaches and assesses instruction in an arts area and a content area. The 5 areas of the arts, visual arts, dance, theater, music, and multimedia arts, are integrated with content areas such as English language arts, ELA, social studies, science, technology, engineering, and math, as in the STEM subjects, and they have a broad focus goals. The alignment can be with national educational standards or customized standards according to the demands of your educational community. Students experience higher cognitive demand through the advanced learning and applications with arts integration. Before the actual lesson, they are familiarized with the arts and the content area, preceding the advanced level arts integration tasks. This is in the vertical alignment. Starting out to identify the standards that you want to align with, let's look at a taxonomy of cognitive demand. This is Bloom's taxonomy, and it has a spectrum of cognitive tasks. And these tasks can arise from the habits of mind that we just looked at. They may get your thinking process started. So the cognitive demand in Bloom's is going to be more advanced as our approach, arts integration approach, does work with an advanced educational challenges and applications. So as you look for your standards, you can go right to the core art standards. And I have a slide here so you can see you have to go down to the lower left and select the discipline that you need, such as visual arts, dance, theater, music, multimedia arts, and more. So you can choose the discipline, and that will take you to the page for the standards. They are organized in rows, and the grade starts in kindergarten on the left and goes all the way to 12th grade on the right. The top of the rows have the overarching task in the art discipline that you're looking for. And so that is a broad overarching standard. And then on the sidebar, you see the cognitive demand. And sometimes you can look by grade or by cognitive demand, or if you have an idea of what you're looking for, such as choreography, you could actually push Control F and enter in a search term of choreography. Or maybe in music you are looking at syncopated beat. You could put that in. So that is one way to search. And when you identify the art standards you are interested in, you copy and paste it into your lesson plan and include the grade level. So, and sometimes I look more broadly, or it can be more specific, and I will put in the DuckDuckGo search engine something that I'm looking for instance, the Cartesian graph. And I will follow it with the words educational standards, and that will give me a list of websites and possibilities for Cartesian graphs and the educational standards, and I will read them. I will search for the grade that I am working with. And you can do it this way. It's sometimes more specific, but the list that you will pull up a lot of times will take you back to the core art standards or the next generation standards. And that's my next slide. The next generation standards are for science, and they have several search windows, several parameters. I can put in a general topic, and I can put in a grade, and then more specific parameters. There's a general search window at the upper right, which you can use also. And again, I will sometimes just put in DuckDuckGo, the search window for sound waves or formulas for sound waves or whatever I am interested in. And just the reading will really direct my focus many times. And some private schools and homeschools would have Bible, and you could look up a Bible standard, which you may locate through a Christian school that has published its standards, or through the ACSI, American Christian Schools Institute. And then this is something that homeschoolers are interested in also. You could also look in a seminary, which would be considered higher education, but this is part of the beauty of the freedom of integrating with standards. You can look for the standard that fits your goals. sometimes I will put in a search term for a standard and I will find states, standards of learning, states SOLs, like the Georgia SOL. These are older standards, and sometimes I have found specific arts technique standards with the older states SOLs. And again, it's just an enjoyable reading and learning experience to see what's out there. Then when you find your standard, you want to highlight the verb that the art standard and content standard have in common. Sometimes it won't be the exact same verb, but it will be very similar. So you have identified the verb, the action that your art standard and your content standard share, and that you will be expecting your student to learn. So now consider the actual task the student will be performing and make sure it has a higher cognitive demand and an advanced level of learning, and that it builds on previous instruction. So just recalling some information is not higher cognitive demand. So you want to assure that you have higher cognitive demand. Then as we choose the standard, we also are planning the assessment. The assessment we're choosing to demonstrate learning according to the standard. So what do you want the student to perform? What do you want them to do after the lesson? So you choose the standard and the assessment and the test and make sure that it measures the student's progress. The content teacher themselves will measure mastery, but it is not the art teacher's area. And the art standard progress will be measured by the fine arts teacher. The mastery will be measured. But if you are integrating and that is not your specific area, we are looking for progress, not mastery. This slide is called Place the Dancers. I was really excited to introduce the students to the reality of experiencing a dance experientially through the senses, as well as experiencing it analytically. I found standards, identified standards in math and standards in dance. And my assessments were designed along with the choice of standards, alignment, and identifying what the task was. I hope that this guide to starting out on integrating the arts into your school program helps you to see how much freedom parents and educators have to design their ideal program and to experience the guidance, integrity of learning, and the universal behavioral outcomes effected by aligning with the educational standards. Thank you so much. This is Anna Maria Blevins.